Don being all mature and stuff, using his money wisely. Tisk tisk.
I apologize.
Wow. Okay. Not the response I was expecting.
Well, it's a lot of money.
I forgive you.
Thank you, Leah.
Huh?
I'm looking at
What did I
how.
miss?
Anyhow.
Oh, I'm getting a new car.
That's cool.
Ahem!
You're excused. You sound like you have a little cough. You want to get like a cough drop or something? I'm sorry, my sass levels are high. I'm gonna go sit in the corner now. I'm sorry.
Once again, but with this group, you have to expect sass.
It's Dawn's fault. Like, it's actually Dawn's fault.
Wow.
Anyhow.
He knows he's true.
It's his fault for you to buy a car. Got it. So, again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our adventures here in Ilhern. We unfortunately missed last week due to the noggin not doing so well with bright lights, but fortunately this week we are hale and as hearty as we have ever been, which is not exactly a bold statement, but alive. So, where we last left off on our great adventure here with the Rebels of the Vanquished, your party had made way to follow up on a Wayfinder report by Lofen, a potential mining opportunity patron at the behest of a local jeweler whose eyes glittered with excitement at the potential of an untapped vein of precious minerals and gems. Unfortunately, what you found was a troop of hobgoblins, as well as a nefarious figure who didn't manage to escape. And while the party was more or less unscathed from the battle, the loot left behind was a little more than one could bear, and a cursed bag of devouring took not only Ridra, the party's rogue, but the recently returned and revived Zealous. In the midst of gathering up their camp and attempting to decide whether to press on or to fall back to Innsland and report their fallen party members at the dastardly cursed item, Sarah came screaming down the mountain, so beyond thankful to have seen the glint of a campfire and fortunately not be riddled with the arrows of hobgoblins there awaiting her, and begged, pleaded for help, her party having been assailed in the night by an unknown creature, and one member of the party at least, now known as Kotark, having been taken prisoner deep within the upper reaches of the mountains. The party pursued, wading their way through a series of hazards of mundane but nonetheless fairly impactful creation. Union fell to the creature briefly, stolen away as quiet as a whisper from just on the edge of the party's searchlights, as deeper and deeper following Yuto, the familiar, the adorable flying snake who has probably still not stopped its little flying snake sobbing because, again, it's very intelligent and poor thing. Very intelligent. Between following it and Kotark's screams of pain becoming more and more hoarse as time went on, engagement with the creature soon occurred. A flighty, sneaky devil within the mountains did a serious hurt on the party before itself, having been inflicted some damage, beat a retreat. Hearing Kotark not far away, the party scrambled, gathered, and secured the prisoner, finding him beaten within an inch of his life, and only then to find, with the words shared, that they were being used. A mind flayer approached and began combat with the party, who decided, yeah, we could take a mind flayer in our current state, and things didn't go so well when it finally unleashed its most potent of attacks and fell half of the surviving party before being kidney shanked to death by this unknown entity who, on the edge of death's door itself, once again slipped back into the darkness and was never seen again, as a lot of you gathered up the bodies and very carefully made your way back down the mountains, avoiding traps, securing your encampment with the orcs, and making your way back to Innslen. Here you have revived Sarah, Union, and Arson. Sorry, names. And as of last session, made report of Sarah's previous party falling to this creature of unknown origins, as well as dissolving the former group as the only 2 members remaining, and merged there with the rebels of the Vanquished. It is at this point going into mid-afternoon, after the soft, near interrogation of trying to get as many details of location, fighting tactics, every little bit that could be extrapolated between the fragmented, panicked telling of Sarah and Kotark, as well as the exhausted tellings of Union. I think he was the one who had also approached the town, if I remember correctly, doing their best to paint as broad a picture and find a detail as possible for the guild to issue forth a bounty on the creature. Other than that, the day is yours. You are here in Innslen. Like I said, mid-afternoon. This would be your second official day back. So if you have anything you'd like to do, the floor is now
Did I go to training in the morning?
You did.
Oh.
You went to training, and there was a much longer training session than anticipated. You would only just now be arrived. You basically just arrived with, even for the amount of training you do, an unusual amount of bruises. No broken bones.
Oh, yeah, that was the blindfolded one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
I
yeah,
was
no, I remember.
told no heal.
No heal.
Yeah, sign off on the student note or teacher's note.
But what would you like to do?
Go talk to that jeweler. Be like, no. Just no.
I mean, you're still technically supposed to be resting.
I got a spear I can use as a staff. I'm fine.
Okay, so that is your plan. Is anyone going with them?
Yeah, Ty, this one, the bruised one.
Union would probably be at Grandma's talking to Ridra.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
I can't believe it didn't get brought up.
Oh, yeah!
I was like, really? It was the most impactful thing that happened.
I was gonna let it come back out in character. But alright, so we've got Tempest Arson going to the jeweler. Osmond, if I remember correctly, I'm gonna check my reports here.
That sounds rightish. I don't remember if I wrote that one down.
But we've got Union going back to the Midnight Harlot.
I refuse to believe that is Grandma's establishment.
He's
Yep.
just too innocent to understand it. He thinks it's like a name of a pastry or something.
What is your plans at the Harlot Union?
I am going to enjoy a pastry and talk to Ridra.
I think I'll join you.
Now, when we get to Grandma's, ask her about her daily specials. They are quite delicious. Union just tells Joseph all about the pastries on the walk back.
Right.
That leaves Sarah and Kotark.
Mostly planning on resting.
Okay.
It's been a long week.
Really?
All my friends are dead, except for one.
Are you not friends with his adorable little familiar?
All my friends are dead, but two.
I suppose super familiar and just give like a death stare, fighting over who gets to spend time with Kotar.
Okay. So we'll begin with the jewelers. Kotark, let me know if you have any particular plans other than the rest that Sarah has brought up. So it is the Faux Hammer. Again, thank you, note takers. Establishment that you arrive at the quaint but very, very otherwise well-to-do jeweler shop. And upon entering, I think it was you two that came to talk to him
I think so.
before. So first, there's a look of mild confusion because here comes these ragged people into his fine establishment.
Yeah.
Excuse me, if you're looking for the beggar's house, it's
No,
Gwent. I've seen you before.
you did. We went to go look at the mine.
Ah, you're back. Back rather swiftly.
Just, let me put
Can't
it
you
this,
see?
Let me put it this way. Anybody you send up there will probably die a gruesome, painful death.
Agreed.
Color just begins to drain from his face. Is that a threat?
No.
No, it's a fact.
I point at myself.
I got these from training this morning. Don't look at me.
This is what happened there.
He did die, actually.
I did.
You got better. I had to do it.
I know you did.
So that happened in the mine.
It happened near the entrance to the mine.
We couldn't even get close to the mine.
What
And
was
we
it?
weren't the only party. Well, first there was a mind flare.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, a what?
I describe in exquisite detail.
He faints. It's about the time when you get to the whole, jabbing a proboscis into the back of the skull part.
Yeah. I go over, tap him on the cheek.
He is out.
I give him a heel. Force him awake, damn it. Right. So, do I need to continue?
That was only one creature. There was another one.
Did this one also slurp?
No,
Brain
didn't
matter?
slurp. It was basically invisible. And
Oh no, I saw it.
I said basically. invisible to most creatures
You
who
like to
have
torture
night sight.
people.
Yeah.
Would you like to know one of the party members we had to rescue? How bad they were beaten up? And Tempest is going to describe in excruciating detail because she's in a bad mood.
Right. Well, just his reaction throughout the entire description.
So you could hire a party army, much more qualified for this than us. Or, now this is probably the best option, don't go there. I know it's a mine, it's like supposed to be a really great one, but is it really worth all the deaths you're gonna cause trying to even get up there, let alone all the families you'll be tearing apart when you send people there? The loved ones who'll die trying to get you just some maybe precious jewels that you might find up there? Is it really worth that?
You ask a very unfair question, young lady.
Is it unfair?
Well, we're not just jewelers, we're suppliers to many of the temples. So yes.
Okay, that's fair now.
No, it's not.
No, without them, I may not be standing here right now.
Yes, and how many more people would be going to the temples looking to be brought back to life because of trying to go up to those mines?
I mean, it just sounds like good business to me.
Good business to you?
I'm sorry, what?
Right, so we told you what was there.
Well, okay. Well, you told me what was around the mountain, in its general area.
Which is a very important part.
I'm not disagreeing. For your trouble, just one moment. He comes out and puts a little bag down.
I look in the bag. I stare at him.
Is there a problem?
We died for this information.
Not just us, but an entire other party of innocent people.
Party of innocent people had nothing to do with me, and I will note, I was paying and am paying for information on the mine.
I will take the gold.
Is the mountain not part of the mine? Does the mountain not reside above the mine? Does the mine not reside within the mountain? In my opinion, they're one of the same thing.
Well, your opinion doesn't make me money.
Tempest, let's go.
No, deaths do.
Tempest, we're not gonna get anywhere with this man.
I'm a dwarf.
I take the gold and leave the shop.
My bounty still stands.
If I wasn't so exhausted, that entire shop would be flooded. If I wasn't so exhausted, that entire shop would be flooded. If I wasn't so fucking exhausted, that entire place would be flooded and he would be drowned.
It's okay.
As you walk down the busy streets of the very packed market district.
Let's go back to the inn. Rest.
That jeweler, and Tempest is going to say this very loudly, that jeweler is willing to risk innocent people's lives just so he can make a shiny coin. I wouldn't support him ever if he is willing to throw people's lives away just so he can make a profit.
There's a look of so much pride on his face. But Arson does not want to make a scene.
The arsonist doesn't make a scene.
Yep.
I mean, the various adventurers, like-minded people, just kind of give you this look of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which probably is most of his clientele anyway. Because they get the money.
True.
Right. Let's get back to the inn. Rest. You can maybe heal those bruises a little bit during rest.
I was gonna go out back and train more.
Okay. I need to nap.
Okay. You nap.
All right. So we pan over to the Midnight Harlot, where you are arriving to the scent of beef stew wafting through the air.
Ah, well, I'm sure there will be pastries soon. Yin says to Jill.
Oh, there's always pastries like as you come in.
Ah, you are a goddess, my good lady. Thank you. This is my friend Joseph.
She's actually not there.
I
Who are
thought
you talking to?
it's a long story.
It's just he just made the assumption as a like fruffy-headed, red-headed, about teenage girl pops up. Oh, hi there. She's like,
Hello, where is grandmother?
She should be back from the market here anytime now.
She is all right.
She just went to the market.
Okay,
Why?
good.
Something happened?
No, I'm just asking you. She's usually here when I return.
Well, the shopper boy he busted his leg, so she went. Cause
Should a woman of her age really be lugging groceries around? Union is very concerned. What if she pulls her back or strains a hip or something?
I hate to say it so rudely, sir. I don't even work here.
Who are you?
I'm just here to help for today. I'm Timothy's older sister, Megan.
Is Timothy the grocery lad that broke his leg?
Yes.
Where is he?
He's in mending, sir.
I will heal him.
Squint, squint.
I have magical powers.
You
Sir,
said that with so confident.
is your friend okay? This is directed at you, Joe.
Just typing.
He's fine. He's just a little he's just a little worried about Grandma, I'm sure.
She should be back any moment. She said she couldn't be gone long with the stew going. Do you have rooms here?
I do, yes.
Goes flipping through the ledger. The one has the worst handwriting ever. Balthazar?
No, I am Union.
You look like a Balthazar.
Union looks at her. I'm confused. Union's brow furrows at that, sort of trying to process what looking like a Balthazar means.
Right, here you are. Yeah, it says you're good to go. Did you want, some of this? Oh, it shouldn't be ready yet. I can't serve it because if I serve it early, it apparently will poison you.
What? Is that not stew?
I'm not a cook.
What did you put in the stew?
I didn't put anything in the stew. She put some leaves in the stew and said, "Don't serve it till I'm back."
Well, then we will wait.
Leaves that are poisonous. Okay. I was looking forward to exotic meat.
We shall wait for Grandma's return. A glass of ale for me, and Joseph, will you have anything?
I think I'll join you.
Okay, so
Yes, but would you like anything to drink?
Yes.
she's already like grabbed 2 glasses, like, or 2 mugs, like.
Make it 3, please.
Okay. Not really good at this. Just a little like trying to hold 2 mugs in one hand. It's doing a horrible job. I'll come back for that one. Let's fill them up.
Very well.
There are currently no one else in the common room.
Yunin turns to her. Ridra wanted an ale.
She.
She did.
I think she's going to feel the effects, or
She told. I don't
maybe
know
you
how
could
this works.
describe it to her in detail, out loud. Because I don't think she can actually hear your thoughts. I'm pretty sure that's part of the ring. The way it works.
Returns to you with the first 2 things of ale. Goes to get the third.
All
I
right,
will
Joseph.
note, this is probably. It's been fairly well kept, but this is probably the cleanest you have ever seen in the common room.
Joseph, pick a table. I will join you with Ridra's ale.
I think this table right over here will work. I want one kind of where there's nothing between me and a wall type thing.
So back to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Type of a thing.
You want the corner
front door.
facing the door?
Yeah, type thing.
Okay.
All right.
Easy enough. The young girl eventually returns with a third thing of ale. Jots down by your name in the book.
All right, Yunin will go and join Joseph. So,
How fast can you type, Leah?
You'd be surprised.
yeah, she's
No,
quite
I
quick.
wouldn't.
Well, Joseph, thank you for bringing my body back and returning me to life. I enjoy living somewhat.
Mic off.
But
Because
now,
that's one of the reasons I kind of wanted to pull you aside, because it's kind of becoming a thing with you.
dying.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's getting rather taxing
Ridra, does
on
that
party funds.
does that work? You're dead. Sorry, I hear her. Wait, are you calling me a business expense?
Well, I would just like to point out that your costs alone to keep bringing you back have been almost triple what we've currently made in that amount of time. I'm not saying you can't die anymore. I'm just saying you should do it less.
I will take that into consideration. I have a kobold talking in my head, and you are the one that is crazy, Joseph. I do not enjoy dying.
Yes, and
Not dying,
as our
it's just-
healer, or one of them, if we could possibly prevent other people from dying as well, because again, that's kind of taxing on the funds.
Where if
I
you
mean,
can,
at least wait a week before the next one.
I'll take that into full consideration, Joseph. As for the healing, if you could
in
talk
24
with
hours
the
is a bit much.
4, I've not died 4 times, Joseph.
No, I'm counting everyone.
All right. We brought back the new girl, and we barely know her.
New girl?
Sarah.
She's a woman, Joseph.
Yeah.
I did not replace you, Ridra. This is a human woman. You are a kobold.
The young lady pops her head up where we realize she's been cleaning this whole time, out of sight and clearly able to hear this entire conversation.
Yes.
Was there someone else? Just looking around.
More than you could understand, but it's fine.
Gives you the most sour teenage girl look you have ever received before going back to cleaning.
Union sticks his tongue at her.
Under her breath here, I'm telling Grandma.
No, you can't. No, Joseph, I will try not to die. See, Joseph, you have to help me. What? The big Ridra. I hear her in my head.
Well, I'm kind of familiar with the way these work. And I will kind of turn the one that has been invisible on my finger this whole time. Turn it so that he can see it to be nearly identical to the one he's currently wearing.
You have a ring like mine?
Yes. I've always had it. It's something that's very, very important to me. That I always, and I'd like to keep it between us. And I'll turn it back invisible again. But there is this thing. While you're wearing it, you're going to hear her because her soul is in the ring, as you already knew. If it gets to be too much, you can always take off the ring.
That would seem cruel.
I mean,
We failed Ridra, and I would not condemn her to her life, if we can even call it that, of sorrow and no one to hear her. We failed her, Joseph, her and Zealous both.
I mean, failed her. How?
She died, Joseph. We could have
She died
saved
by
her.
her own bag.
We were there. I was there. But I couldn't save her, Joseph.
Yes, but that's just the point. You have her soul in there. There's always the possibility that you still can.
With healing magics, could we go to a temple?
It would be incredibly expensive because, again, she has no body. All of the less expensive versions are they would require a body. Now there are other things that we could put her soul in potentially.
Like what? Could we put her, and this is just temporary, but could we put her inside another animal? That way she has some sense of agency?
At this point, I just want to point out that she's only getting your side of this conversation, and I'm loving it. Another animal.
Like a cat or a bird?
Oh, so cat or bird doesn't sound quite right. I mean, we would probably want something closer that she would be familiar with. We could probably get like a lizard of some type to to potentially put her soul in.
That might work.
I've heard of like magics that have the ability to swap souls with something. A snake familiar. Yes, a flying snake. That
And it would just be temporary though, until we could try and bring her back into a more suitable form.
yes. The other option, because again, if we do that, and I don't know if you're okay with this and your god is, we would be removing the soul of something to replace it with hers. The other option is we put her in like a contraption of some kind, like a maybe a toy lizard.
What of the
She
forges
could
that
just
made
animate
Zealous?
it. It's Zealous 2.0.
What of the forges that made Zealous? Could we find a small mechanical
That's
kobold?
interesting. The forges that made Zealous. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how you make a Zealous.
But they are far
me
away, as
neither,
I
Arson, but
understand.
I mean, it's something that we could look into.
Well, it is.
I have a feeling that we probably would need to venture to where Zealous is made. Those would be the people who would know how to do something like that.
That is far away, as I understand.
We could, at least inquire as to what it would cost to have a body completely constructed and for a soul to be put into it. I forget
Yes.
what level of spell that is, but I think that's full resurrection that's required.
Mic on.
What spell? Squirt?
I don't remember. The one that can actually
True
bring them back without a
resurrection?
body. True resurrection. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 9.
Yeah, I know it's up there.
Yeah. It's gonna be a while before we get
But-
there.
Joseph, I do raise a question. When we are in Hiram, well, I suppose that was the fire elemental, but are you not opposed to the creation of more creatures?
Yes, the people with the fire elementals.
I thought you were opposed to. I thought you shared justice. Zealous's aim in stopping the creation of more like him.
Well, I was against the enslavement of any intelligent creature. The use of the elementals to power their contraptions was what I was opposed to.
I see.
Now, if they were willing elementals, then that's different. But it was very clear that they were elementals summoned and bound here in service.
Right. Well, could we?
Maybe you should talk to her and see what she wants.
Okay.
But I wouldn't give her a lot of options. Just maybe multiple choice. Like
well,
lizard
okay,
or mechanical lizard.
1 second. I take off the ring, and I set it down beside the mug of ale, and say, "There. Now she's not listening. You are more knowledgeable with magics than I. Can a soul be moved multiple times? Could we move her to a toy lizard for now, and then a body when we find, capable persons and have sufficient funds?"
Possibly. That type of magic is known more to be divine. I know my magics are very similar, but they come from a different source. I would think that while, much like as the soul is trapped in the ring, the soul would have to pass on to the afterlife before it can be resurrected. Right now, you can kind of think of her as in like stasis. While it's in the ring, I don't think any type of resurrection spell will work on her. But it's possible. We would have to talk to somebody who knows more about zealous constructions. It might be possible to transfer her soul from the ring to another object.
What concerns me is if here in Innsland we are able to transfer her soul into a toy lizard, for example, and then if on our travels we find people that are able to make zealouses, that the soul cannot be then moved from the stasis to that more complete replica of life.
I think it could be done, but I do not know for sure. And further thought, I think we should go with a toy snake, not a toy lizard.
Why a toy snake?
Less hands.
I like the honesty.
Well, I'll check the market, see what we can find. Maybe a toy dragon.
Oh, you know what? I'm sure she would love that. I'm kind of okay with that as well. A toy dragon. That
I will also. Ian sort of pauses and looks down at his hands. I will be in contact with the forces I am familiar with, and we'll see if anything can be done.
yes, and in fact, yeah. I had an idea, but I changed it. Yeah, that sounds good.
Very well. Union picks up the ring and slides it back onto his finger. Ridra, it's okay. Ridra, please, it's all right.
Please tell me she just had like a big old cue of A queued up and hit enter as soon as you said you put it back on.
But Joseph, I do one thing though. If we succeed in moving the Ridra, I'm sorry. Joseph, if we just move her soul, we should be able to communicate.
If the object that we put her in has the ability to communicate in some way.
I would not condemn her. Was it better to live a life of immobility than Union is cut off by the loud crash?
We should check that out. That sounds...
Ridra, do not say things like that. Union gets up and goes to look at the door. Hurries over to the door.
Yes. I
The
follow.
door being left open, there is what appears to be a wheelbarrow that has been toppled over. and just this little old lady that Joe, I think this is only the second time you've seen her by memory, but the lady affectionately known here as Grandma, just staring at all her groceries, just scattered across the street, just beads of sweat down her face, kind of rolling her shoulders, muttering to herself, "Oh, fiddlesticks."
Grandma!
Ah! Oh, dear. Sorry, I was very focused. You shouldn't sneak up on someone like that.
I'm in the doorway of your inn.
I was very focused.
Here, let me help you. Union,
Be careful, some of the glass broke.
do not worry. Union goes to start.
You
Picking
came
up
back
the
from the
fallen
dead.
groceries.
I'm worried.
You found out about that?
You told her. You had a
Did I?
long conversation when you came in last night. And she just mothered you all night.
I
Bunch of
forgot
food
about that.
and drink.
Oh, yes. Well, that is the life. Although I have no intention of repeating it. He glares over at Joe for just a moment.
I just nod
Ah,
in agreement.
pleasure to see you again, Mr.
Trenta.
Trenta. You didn't have any of the stew yet, did you?
No, I was warned that it was poisonous.
Yes. The flavors are still cooking out. If you could be a dear, and she picks up this clearly very heavy sack of flour, straining just a little. Bring that inside for me.
Of course. Union heaves it onto his shoulder and brings it inside.
Starts gathering the rest of the goods. Megan eventually comes out to help. Stops as she sees you trailing flour across the floor, and just has this mortified look.
Ah.
I just
Joseph?
can't.
I don't
Yes.
suppose you have that one spell?
Blink, blink. Fireball.
Viral?
Get rid of all the evidence.
Yeah.
If you insist, fireball.
A familiar red beam.
That one spell,
Our ideal would cast it, I believe. Pressed something?
oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, when he said that one spell, I instantly looked and I was like, please let me have Wind Blast. Or something similar to it.
Thunder wave.
Yeah.
For you,
I have
thunder
that
wave.
one.
Oh, that spell has a
Yes.
story with Scorgan.
It's but I do have first I'm going to use mending on the sack of flour,
Thank you, dear.
and then
Hey, again, did you get these gentlemen something to drink? Yes, they're drinking ale in the afternoon.
Wait a second. I can do it. Union just remembered he had pressed it in, because I remembered I'm a spellcaster.
yeah. Wait, don't do it! Don't help me! I can do this!
And it comes from the source you don't have any trouble with.
Yep. Union hands crackle with dark warlock powers as the flower gets swept away with prestidigitation.
Well, that's nice. Eventually, all the goods are brought in. And Grandma makes very few pleasantries, but seems to kind of have something going on in her own mind before settling down by the stew and giving it a slow stir, adding a few ingredients here and there. Dinner will be ready in about another hour tick or so.
I wonder, Union is saying to Joseph, if we found a toy that made sounds, do you think Ridra could use that as a voice?
Possibly. I mean, she could probably use it to communicate at least. I've heard of these monkeys that kind of have like these symbols.
Well, I don't know about that.
Maybe a dragon that has a bell around its neck.
I think we need her to be able to communicate.
I mean,
What if it could, like, write? It had the dexterity in hands to write with quill and ink.
I don't think toys will have that much dexterity. Maybe we could carry like a board that had pictures and she could point to it.
But where are we going to get a board? A picture board?
Well, I don't know about a picture board. And he rummages around for a second in his bag of holding. I do have this that I've been wondering what we should do with it. And he pulls out a sign for a transmutationist shop.
I do not want to be part of your dragon horde.
We could, I mean, the front's all written all over, but we could do multiple things on the backside of this. There is the other option to.
What if we found a parrot?
You want to put her in a parrot?
Well, then she could talk.
Grandma just slowly turns from what she's doing. Pardon me?
It's a long story. I'm not crazy, really.
Those are two separate things, but
Both equally valid, Joseph.
yes. I'm just saying, what? Just because one is true doesn't make the other false. That's all I'm pointing out. You can have both or neither. Those are other options.
We are talking nothing untoward, good lady. We are only trying to help a friend of mine.
Oh, are you expecting more company?
She's already here.
Okay. You've had a traumatic trip. I understand. Dinner will be ready soon.
He was just res last night.
I see.
A kobold talks to me through the ring in my finger.
In my finger, not on my finger. In my finger.
Yes.
That pleases me very much, Rodra. Group?
Communication through fireball? Yes.
And you gonna take it? The secret was out. Welcome back.
I accidentally opened up another app on my laptop and meant to close that, but accidentally quit Discord.
Checks out.
Yeah.
You sure you didn't hit the green update arrow?
No.
You never hit the green update arrow.
Horrible things happen.
We need to think. We need to think about what to move the soul into.
Yes. I'll tell you what. Being that she can communicate with you,
Yes.
why don't you go to the market and look around and talk to her and see if you two can find something that she would be okay with being moved into for now.
Joseph, you want me, a 6.5 foot tall albino tiefling, to go to the market and mutter to myself in the front of children's toys
Yes.
Why do you want me to be arrested?
You won't be arrested. Just talk to yourself and the toys, not the children.
Are you implying something, Joseph?
No, I'm just saying they can't arrest you for talking to toys or yourself. There'd be a far less people in this town if that was true.
What are you trying to imply about Inland, sir?
There's a lot of crazy people here.
Jesus.
And I like it.
Oh, yes, indeed.
But yes, just do that. In the meantime, I will go and speak to a few of the engineers here in town and see if maybe we can come up with something. As well as talking to a few of the priests that might specialize in transferring of souls.
Yes, and I will look into things as well on my end.
As you guys are not behind a closed door, you hear a excuse me.
Hello? Yes?
Turn your head and then lower it as there is a dwarf wearing what appears to be some sort of uniformed suit of armor.
I told you this would happen, Joseph.
It does not appear to be like the guards ensemble that you've seen throughout town.
Can we help you?
I would hope so. My name's Patricia Hammerbreaker. I'm
What?
Excuse me?
Don't interrupt.
He spoke very
Continue,
fast.
sir.
She? I get it. You know, it's the beard.
I simply did
For
not
the record,
take
she
your
does not
name.
have a beard, and she's
Oh, it's a
staring
woman.
at you. Yes, Patricia Hammerbreaker.
I don't hear well, and I completely missed the first part of that name. It was just, but for a Hammerbreaker. Like, what did you just say?
Yes, I'm Patricia Hammerbreaker, as there is a large maul strapped to her back. I'm here representing the Titan fellas.
Titan fellas.
Fellers, like felling a tree.
Yes.
Right. Well, I've been told to come and acquire 2 members of the Rebels of the Vanquished in regards of a recent report. One,
On
Mr.
whose authority are you acting?
I'm making it clear you're under arrest, but my orders are to bring you to talk with my boss. So if it's between me following orders and you getting your kneecaps busted, no offense, Grandma.
Wait, excuse me. You come in here, refuse to tell me who sent you, and then threaten to break my legs when I jaunt on through the streets with you. Who sent you?
I was in the middle of answering that, and you interrupted me.
But for my
You
dear
just threatened to
lady,
break kneecaps.
yes, my dear lady. We apologize. We'd be more than happy to come along with you. Please don't break his kneecaps. He's quite expensive to repair.
2 times, Senator. You cost too much money.
Yes.
Did I come in the middle of a lover spot? I'm here to collect one Mr. Trenta and one Mr. Union.
Yes, by all means. This sounds interesting. Let's go along with her.
We were in the middle. Fine.
I want to know about these reports about us.
It probably has to do with the murders.
What? Grandma is like bug-eyed.
Whoa, Union!
There's between you defining it last night as, well, I lost some party members. Now it's murders.
Look, I didn't say Union committed the murders.
Yes, but it's probably about the murders. As a rather officious-looking dwarf
Yes.
is standing here threatening
But-
you to break your kneecaps.
Union. When I mention something about reports about us, and you follow up with, it's probably about the murders, it insinuates to all those that can hear that one, there were murders, and two, that we were involved in some way.
Megan, for the record, is back up from behind the counter and just likewise big bug eyes. Just, what the fuck's going on?
Don't worry, there were no murders that we caused. By all means, my Lady Dwarf, please lead the way.
Right. I like you. Just to be clear, out of the two of you, I think I like you better.
Well, that's not surprising, Union just mutters.
And she leads you out onto the streets. Grandma, at a loss for words. Dinner will be here when you get back.
I'm looking forward to it.
An hour, right?
Just keep stirring.
Can we get a pastry?
Can I get a donut for the road?
There's again pastries on the counter as you walk by.
Union grabs one, and one for Joseph.
But we'll double over to Miss Sarah.
You're all very welcome for that exchange.
Thank you.
It's been a night of them. Oh.
It's been a while since we've had one of those exchanges.
So, Sarah, the very slow process of getting up out of the bed, gotta shuffle. By the time you get over and open the door, this sandy blonde, looks best you can tell, probably a half elf, with a little more leaning of elven blood, a long, lean figure, seems to have just been in the middle of like turning, about to walk away. As he hears the door, his hand seems to like very quick slip over to his sword. He gets kind of paranoid posture.
Can I help you?
Ah, sorry, never comfortable with doors behind my back.
Then don't turn your back to them.
I wasn't expecting it to open. Miss Sarah, is there a Master Kotark with you?
I believe so. Been kind of asleep.
You look back in the room. Kotark, are you there, or did you sneak off?
Yeah, Kotark's with me.
Oh, wonderful. On behalf of the Titan fellas, I have been asked to acquire your presence in regards to recent reports regarding the rebels of the Vanquished. If you'd be so kind as to ready yourselves.
So you heard the reports and then decided to come knock on the door of someone who was dead this morning.
I'm just following orders.
And I was sleeping. As I'm doing that, I'm getting my stuff.
Like, damn it.
Really grumpy, but getting my stuff.
If it makes you feel better, I at least brought a carriage.
You know what? It does.
I will be waiting for you just outside. He seems to like be giving a look at all the four corners as he walks away.
Yep.
Very highly alert guy.
Close the door. Well, it looks like our new friends got us in trouble. Or got us friends, one of the two.
Barely been part of it.
We are official members now, so... even get a nap. This is horrible.
It's for the record. This was at least an hour of a nap.
That's not a nap for a dead person.
It's not nearly enough.
But that's in the area of
Rude.
of you barely. It's beyond a power nap, so
See, I'll get all my stuff and get ready to go.
Okay. When you come downstairs, there is, as mentioned, a sizable 4-horse carriage, of which he already has the door open, the steps for it leading down. You can see there are banners of what looks to be a giant-esque totemic figure, quite literally felled over like a lumberjack felling a tree. A little on the nose.
Well, at least we're not in trouble, probably, if they brought a carriage.
Most likely.
Yeah, I'll hop in, put my head up, try and nap on the way there. It's probably not going to work.
It eventually gets like a soft rhythm. You can't quite nap, but you get into that. I'm a sleep wake where nothing matters around you anymore because you just can't focus on anything anymore. You know, the road trip days of staring at cornfields, and then suddenly you're in another state.
So you mean literally looking outside my window?
Yes, but
Moving.
in motion.
Yeah.
Going to work there for you.
Yeah.
Arson, as you open the door, eventually, there is the only difference, other than while wearing heavy-esque boots, seems to be more chain and leathers. This particular individual,
Mm-hmm.
And these are darkened chains, so it almost seems to drink in the light as you open the door. A bow strapped across his back and a hand resting on a dagger as his eyes flick to and fro. Is a dark-haired, tanned human. Looks over your shoulder. Immediately tries to look over your shoulder when it opens. You Arson?
Yes.
Wonderful. Get your shit. Titan fellows want to speak with you.
Okay, since nobody has asked that, have we heard of these people before?
You can roll a history check.
Oh, this is going to be adorable.
As you're not only coming out of death, coming out of a dead sleep.
Wow.
You would know that the Titan Fellers are a small 40-man adventuring group that does not operate specifically in Innslen. They actually operate based out of Kranesh, but they specialize in hunting of extremely dangerous game.
Okay, understandable now. Right, let me go get my other half and we will...
Was she the one out in the...
Yeah.
About this time, because I have a feeling I might know the reaction. Tempest, as you are finishing up one form, you are greeted turning about by an individual who, one, snuck up on you, made no sound, far as you're concerned. Same darkened metal chain shirt, darkish, leaning towards heavier brown skin, dark hair,
Oops.
hand on a knife, bow on the back. Tempest?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Get your shit. Titan fellows want to speak with you.
Oh, no, spell.
Con save. I'll give you the raw d20 and see what happens. I almost hit raw d1 200. Rather nimble seems to just vault a step back, and a dagger goes grazing just past your cheek. Look, I'm here to do my job. I was told you were going to be the troublemaker, so they sent me.
So you sneak up on me.
Which I'm just real loud. And by the way, Arson, like right as he says, I think I'll know that I will know the reaction. You hear boom of the thunder wave.
Just the yeah, that sounds about right. I give him the look of yes, I know.
He's like, I'm the nice one. Let's go before he kills her.
Yeah. We literally just spent 1,500 gold on resurrections.
For the record, he doesn't draw his the dagger that he had his hand on at you, Tempest. Come on now. Your lover's probably already been wrangled.
Not my lover. Who are you? What do you want? And what are you doing with Arson?
Name's Paul, representing the Titan Fellas Recon Squad. I'm here to acquire one Miss Tempest. Regarding reports regarding the rebels of the Vanquished. Now, that was the nice throw. Let's get going. Get your shit.
That was the nice spell. You snuck up on me. You wrangled Arson. Yeah, no, I'm not going with you. By the way, she does have Blade Song activated, as per forms, and she's going kind of all out on. She's going to blur. By the way, if I had that.
So
If I have the action.
yeah. So as you start layering your spells, he seems less and less impressed. As Arson, you can start hearing the arcane casting in the backyard.
I look at my
He was already like yeah, let's go, and heading that way.
yeah, I start going a little bit faster. Because I know how this goes. Oh wait, no. I point in that direction and whisper with message. It's fine. It's fine. They're going to talk to us about the tentacles.
You're not captured and you're not dying.
I am not captured. I'm not dying.
There is blade to your throat right now.
They're like flexing his fingers, and you realize he's staring right at your lips.
No.
She's gonna stand down, but she is not putting her whip away. And she's not ending Blade Song or Blur. For now, anyways.
Guess you got the answers you needed. Let's go. I'm behind schedule.
Don't sneak up on me next time.
Pay more attention to your surroundings. After you.
No, please, you go first. Lead the way. Besides, I should practice paying attention to my surroundings, shouldn't I?
He points in the direction where Arson and his buddy is, and speaks very quickly. It would appear that your lover and my compatriot are at a bit of an impasse.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's. Yeah.
Eventually, you make it around the
Death
back.
stare.
For the record, calm, cool, and collected. Just
Tempest is herself. Being herself.
so as Arson and the one who wasn't asked for a name.
Look, I remembered the important part. Who are these people?
No, that sounds good. Yeah, you see Arson, he's in the same condition he has been.
You were about to say Hale and Harding, weren't you?
No. I was trying to think of a polite way to say he's still pretty fucked up because, death, but
yeah.
Otherwise he's not gotten worse. As another figure in similar, very uniformed dress kind of gives the shoulder jab to the fella who has introduced himself as Palt.
Your friend's an asshole.
He's just very good at reading people. We should really get going. I'm sure the rest of your compatriots have already arrived. Got horses up front. Hope you can ride.
Does he look like he can ride? No, he is not riding. He should be in bed.
I'll ride. It's fine.
No, you're not riding. You should be in bed. If you fall off, I am not going through that again. You are not falling off a horse. I'm not giving you any sort of chance to possibly fall off a horse. You are either going to walk, I'm going to carry you, or you're going to march your ass right back into bed right now.
I just want to be clear. We don't do well being behind schedule.
And I don't do well with the person who is my better half being injured or possibly dying, or, matter of fact, dying. So can you butt out until I finish my conversation with him?
I go over, put my hands on her shoulders in a calming, soothing way.
There's some finger pointing between the two of the others.
I have the feeling it will be fine. I'm well enough to ride in the city. Trust me.
Behind your back, the unnamed tosses Paul a small bag, and you catch him very saying, "Told you so."
Did they make a fucking bet?
Yes.
I want to know what that bet is, but she's too pissed off to ask.
That's why Arson's being in her complete field of view. It's gonna be fine. I can ride. Enough.
We're walking. We're not trotting.
Yes.
I'm riding the same horse as him.
I don't really care what the two of you do. Just, we needs to go.
Why did you care enough to come get us? If you didn't care what you did, you'd let him go back to bed and me go back to my training.
Let's just
go. Get on the damn horse.
Yes, I get on the horse.
Tempest will get on the same horse as Arson.
They're hopping up. Let me go swing here. In what sounds like a twist of Draconic, Arson, you hear, and I'm going to share for the comedy of the party, but you're the one that knows what I said. I've heard of being whipped, but she's taking it a little bit too literally. Before they lead you, and all parties told, to an encampment north of Innsland. That takes well into the evening. With dusk arriving, it appears to at a glance be about 5 tents with a major sort of primary centermost tent. Which the carriage arrives first, because peaceful, comfy carriage ride. Those who walked, it takes a little while. But you actually get there due to delays at the same time as the horseback party. And a lot of you are stopped at the perimeter of the camp. There appears to be a brief and coded exchange of some sort of confirmation between some what appears to be a human gentleman standing outside, waves you all in, and you are led straight through the middle up to the main large tent there in the middle. Blazing above it, the large banner with, again, the felled giant and the lumberman's axe. Dismounting, patting the dust off, and otherwise exiting the carriage. Your escorts just politely gesture for you all to go in with Alexander, sort of rounding the rest of them up and doing most of the talking at that point. I appreciate the cooperation that your party has made. The High Commander will be most pleased that you all arrived with. And then he sees the small cut on Tempest's cheek. Looks straight at Palt. It's this frowning, disapproving look.
Tempest is going to smirk at that.
What I'm sure was complete and willing cooperation.
Oh yeah, complete and willing, 100%.
If you'd be so kind to step inside, the High Commander would love to have a word with you regarding your recent reports. Ushered inside, it is the bare minimum of what would be thought for a command tent. There is a table in the middle with your standard scattering of scrolls. Lot of books, more books than most private libraries have. And those that have the large embossed print on their spine, you see most of them are some form of bestiary or alchemical book of knowledge.
Mic off.
They're propped up on a standing stool, poring over what appears to be a large volume wrapped in green of some sort of scale. Is a gnome in the same full plate, wearing the same colorings and markings. All six of you show. Has just yet to look up at you.
I think
Mic
so.
on.
I believe it's Master Trenta. Which one's Master Trenta? I'm going to guess you. Points at Joe. Something about you glowing. Don't really see any glow, but him glowing is just a matter of fact. You the speaker for this party?
Not by choice.
Alright, then we'll drop formalities then. You seem to be one of the more loose-formed organizations. By all means, pardon my lack of hospitalities. I don't do too much guest having. There's probably some stools or chairs tucked in one of the corners. Help yourself. So I'm going to get right down to business. I am told that you have encountered a fascinating mark. Am I correct in my my hearings?
I'm not sure what you are referring to.
Let's see. Reported earlier today, a creature seemingly invisible felled more or less a party and a half worth of people on its own.
Right. That. Okay.
I mean, if you happen to know of some other nasty beastie, work's been a little slow.
The one that cut me.
No, we'll go with that one.
We'll go with that one.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. I don't wish to. This is out of character. I don't wish to discuss any of the other big baddies that we've come in contact with.
Let's see here. So, turns the map around. Kind of gestures for anyone who very formally casual in speech and motion, but you can see that it is not a great map of this particular region. It has Dushburg, it has Open, it doesn't actually have Lothin marked. And pretty much nothing northeast of it. This has been our party's first foray here into your lovely. I'll be honest with you, I'd much rather the sands right about now. But I was told there was supposed to be a dragon, but apparently it gets killed already. So we just traveled well over a month to get here.
Interesting.
And we need something to get back. No tales of
Excuse
glory.
me.
Yes.
Well, it is great to see everyone. Who are you to send armed men to drag us from our beds here? Why? You come demanding information? Why not come to us? We have what you want.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did they drag you from your bed? I told them to be the most hospitable as possible.
My kneecaps were threatened.
I'm bleeding.
It's like this tiniest little already scabbing trickle.
She's angry. Leave her be.
But
She beat up.
that was in character. Like, you must have had Patricia. I'm gonna go ahead and guess you had Oswald and Pult. I'll keep that in mind.
In all fairness, you did call her a man.
Stare.
You did what?
Stare.
That's pretty rude.
Just the immediate betrayal.
Like, everyone is just like staring at you. He's like, "Oh, come on."
Arson has his hand in his head, like, "Can we please just get this over with so I can go back to sleep?"
Let us not ignore the fact that you sent armed men to our residences.
Well,
and women, goddammit, women.
Yes. Just armed men.
All right, there, Elk. Calm down. I say armed men because armed men is all I got in my employ.
Well, you should have come for us.
We're not your association and our association. Best of friends.
You two are competitors, aren't
I'm
you?
not friends with the union, and I still deal with him.
Oh.
No commanding officers welcome in other major capitals without a mark of glory. And we're kind of lacking that because the whole, someone stole me dragon.
Was your name on it?
It was going to be. I had a brand made and everything. He points, there is
Well, then
literally
it
a
wasn't
brand.
your dragon yet.
Anyhow, I wanted to be made clear that you weren't supposed to be dragged for naught. He points to, there's the chest right over there. A payment for such a report is where we come from. Such a report is worthy of creation of song.
Better than what?
That's depressing.
I don't know. Mind players are mean.
Wait, there's a mind flayer.
She's in a bad mood.
By the way, there was a mind flayer as well. It's dead now.
Yeah.
A mind flayer.
I only saw one.
And I am going to butcher this pronunciation again. In Eulithid?
Illithid?
No, Ulithid.
Yeah.
Ulithid. Okay. So it was
The basically the upgraded version. Yeah.
yeah, the upgrade.
The gnome's eyes are just like bug-eyed, but not like grandma. This is like juicy information, and y'all fought it.
It's dead.
Yes.
We fought it. He died, she died, and he died.
Oh, I'd be damned. Y'all have the magic's here then, huh?
There are temples.
Oh, you must have gotten lucky with the right gods then, because ours, can't remember the last time I've heard of a resurrection.
Is it gods or is it whatever you pay? Fucking dwarf doesn't care about gods. He just cares about his goddamn money in his fucking jewelry shop.
Squint, blink, blink. Wait, a jewelry shop owner resurrected?
No.
Grandma?
No. It's a story.
I talked to a kobold in a ring.
Shut up and go sit in a corner where you belong.
Right, let's just get this over with. So,
That was very unnecessarily rude.
So, yeah, you definitely are one of those more, loosely formed organizations.
we literally met a week ago.
So, there's, some cartography to be done here, if you want to place a mark where our boys should be looking.
Tempest will step forward and scribble or point.
I'll mark where my group was when we first got attacked.
Alright. So you're saying there's a mountain range over there?
It's a big forest here.
Mind flares.
At least one, it looks like it had separated from its colony, but
There was that weird creature thing.
You see, that's what we're after. This supposedly invisible stalker of the mountains.
I don't know why everyone's calling it invisible. I could see it.
because
I said
we
supposedly.
because none of the rest of us wait.
You should have just opened your eyes and
Wait.
looked.
See it when it hit the light.
Yeah, I saw Tempest. You can't see in the dark as well as the rest of us, can you?
I can see perfectly fine in the dark, thank you very much.
You don't have dark vision, do you?
Yes, I can see perfectly fine in the dark, thank you very much.
I give her a look.
She's not looking at Arson.
I'm sorry, did we have an epiphany?
I have a feeling
That you should be sitting down right now.
I am sitting down.
That you should be in bed right now.
Let me talk.
No.
I have
Assert yourself.
I have a feeling that those with enhanced vision in the dark may not be able to see this creature in the dark.
Well, you all are the big game hunters. Have you ever heard of something like that?
Something that can't be seen in the dark.
I could see it in the dark. It was hard, but I could.
Some of my my boys actually happen to fall in that sort of category.
Good, go recruit that one.
I mean, I'm more mean to put its head on a pike for great display.
That works too. It was very mean. And very stabby.
Indeed.
I mean, we did just kind of stand still in a circle for it to hit us. Well, hit you guys.
Do you have any other? And this is directed towards the Tempest. Useful commentary.
Perhaps, I don't know.
It definitely attacked with daggers that I think were probably stolen from.
Oh yeah, there were traps like everywhere. Every fucking where.
Yeah.
What kind of traps?
Basic.
Tempest would go through all of the traps that she. My memory loss is kicking in, so I actually don't remember shit.
Well,
Mundane woodsman traps.
Also, you weren't there for that session.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm not that insane.
No.
Yeah.
I piloted you that session.
Thank you.
You got all my good rolls.
Ah. Right. Well, like I said, this was supposed to be a wonderful exchange of information for money. Your information has been deemed valuable. We'll probably be breaking camp and heading that way in the morning. And if you would like to make some more coin as our lead party, make sure we head the right way. Like I said, we're strangers in a strange land here.
I give him a look like, no.
I'll go.
I've got a chest of 2,000 gold sitting right there for the information. And more where that came from.
Tempest.
You died. I want that thing dead.
But it was the mind flare that killed me.
And that thing basically led us to it.
I'm sorry, it did what now?
It was using, I believe, it was using adventuring parties as bait.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Like I said, I'll go. I'll learn a thing or two while I'm there. Clearly, they're a bit more skilled than I am, so I might as well learn something while I'm on my... That, and I don't have to deal with my mentor for a little bit.
You feel this distant glare from the city.
Just shivers.
I mean, one scout's all well and good. I don't want to split your party up over this. I said, the pay there is secured in yours. Open to making a contract for all we ask is get us to the mountain and leave us to the hunt. Hoping no one else has gone and stole it again.
So
Highly doubt it.
We would just have to get you to the mountain, and then we could be on our merry way.
Of course. My boys need a hunt.
Fair.
Hell, we're gonna kill that thing. I'll fucking act as bait.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, but guidance is all we're paying for.
It was a... Never mind.
Poor Kotark.
The question... What do you guys think? Asking the rest of the party.
On one hand, I want that thing dead. On the other hand, I don't want to lose another party.
We're not it.
But on the other hand, I already put in the party notes we don't go back to the mountain.
I really don't want to go back.
I really don't either.
There was business in England that Joseph and I discussed. Inquiries to be made.
All right. So I'm seeing a group consensus of take the money and run. I'm all for that.
I'm still... Oh. I'll take you there. I remember the way.
how long would it take us to reach the mountain? When would your people be ready to go?
We break stakes in the morning and probably leave by midday. We don't do things the slow and easy way.
I just came back to life. I lost
You
my
guys
party.
don't have to go with me.
Can
You're
you
splitting
deny
the
Arson to
party.
come?
You don't like horses. Now, like I said,
I can walk, damn it.
I won't
They
hire
won't.
just the one of you. Would not be fair, and he's just trying to. Would not be fair to your party as a whole to make you light a person, especially a small band like yourselves. Maybe when you get a little more renown under your belt, you'll be able to putter abouts on your own accord.
It's gonna bite her lip really fucking hard and hold back a very, very rude comment.
Like I said, we'll be breaking stakes in the morning, leaving by midday. If you, as a cohesive, which I know is a lot to ask from what I've witnessed thus far this evening, unit.
You have a lot of nerve. Do you understand just how much nerve you have? You kidnap us and insult us?
I just watched 3 different lever spats. So yeah, I know how much nerve I got.
Wait, excuse me?
He's
Go back
not.
to talking to your kobold.
We're not. He's not wrong.
You're not my lover. He is wrong in somewhat of a sense.
Mm,
I have not laid in bed with him in a lover sort of way.
mm. See, you seem to have got straight to the sexual, young lady, and I don't know why you're bringing that up at this time. I never insinuated you were at all.
Right. Let's just
Will Thandar keep you pure of mind and spirit?
get the money.
You're already possessed. Shut up.
Let's get the money. Go.
I am not possessed.
There'll be a carriage waiting to take y'all back to Enslin. Again, I do appreciate the information. If you got anything else, my little birdies won't be too hard to find.
Be careful.
Where's the fun in that?
May Saloon bless you and all that. I am the best cleric right now.
Fun.
Aye. May the fires burn your souls.
Do not underestimate this creature if you go to that mountain.
Can I actually burn? Arson. Can I burn?
Maybe? I don't want to try.
Y'all can take the chest and go.
Yeah.
It's such a weird region. Goes back to writing and reading.
It's mostly this group, not so much the region.
Oh no, there's a very flamboyant guy over that's building this giant building that has a really nice whip that I really. But he's a little weird too.
Blink, blink.
It shoots flames. How could you not want that?
How do you know that, Kotark?
He was out of character.
I know.
The moment she's sitting there with like the quill, just like.
Let's just leave this poor gnome to. Yeah, let's just go.
Wait, we were getting sassed by a gnome?
Yes.
Yes. I know.
That's why
On a stepping stool.
That's why she held her tongue, because he said you should get a little more whatever under your belt. And she said you should probably get a little bit more height under your belt, but I see you're lacking. She held her tongue on that one because that would have really gotten her in trouble.
This organization came here to slay a dragon. And
got sassed at by Tempest.
She's in a really bad mood.
Mr. Trent, I wish the best for you as one commander to haphazard speaker.
Yes.
And delving back into the book, writing notes. There's a chest
Yes.
full of monies.
Let's take the
Heavy.
chest.
Tempest will help carry it with whoever else is going to help carry it.
We literally talked about this last night.
It's
10?
gonna need 2 people.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking weight-wise. But it's like, we literally just talked about this. Crap, I forget everything.
I want to say it's 10 to 1.
I can help with it.
I forget. Is Kotak a big?
No.
Like- No.
And his hands are all jacked
Oh
up.
right. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Let's.
A lot of people just came back from the dead.
Yeah, that's the main reason I don't think we should go.
I'll help with
You're
it
all,
quickly.
you're like hanging around the chest and like looking at each other like,
Tempest is holding on to one side, ready to go. She's just waiting for somebody to pick up the rest of it. Otherwise, she's going to start dragging it out. You know what? Fuck it. We're dragging it out of the tent with no help. We're dragging. We're not carrying it. No, we're dragging. She was half dead.
and she
Fine.
got it.
Yeah, she's strong. We're good. Everybody's good. Yeah,
She's even will lift the weight.
I'm a punchy person.
And as promised, they're just outside the encampment. What was it? Arson. You're the only one, yeah. You catch them going back and forth between each other, the 2 guards up in the front, quickly talking in Draconic. Nothing of import, just like making note of your exiting of the camp and sort of applying what sounds like a timestamp of sorts to it.
fair.
And a carriage awaits.
Everybody in the carriage.
I've never traveled by carriage before.
No complaints from me.
Yeah, same.
Hop.
It is a very nice 4-horse-drawn carriage that comfortably fits the lot of you.
In the chest.
The chest would be loaded on the back, but yes.
Got ya.
And within under the hour, you are back in Innsland.
Yay.
You are dropped off at the Midnight Harlot with the chest.
Well, we are here. I suggest we all get dinner.
I'm not hungry.
Dinner
Tempest.
sounds nice.
Fantastic.
Oh, I wonder what Grandma is cooking.
Tempest, you're beat to shit. You need to eat. And this is coming from me, who's also beat to shit.
Grandma, many portions.
Hello, Mr. Union. Are you back to? Oh, good. You have more people with you. It's Megan. She
Hello.
stepped out.
Where's Grandma?
You just missed her.
Where's she going?
She didn't say.
Very brief, just intense stare before. Well, I require bowls of the stew for all of us.
Bring it right to your tables.
Thank you.
So it is a richly spiced beef stew.
On a scale from 1 to 10, for someone who just came back to life, how's it taste?
How how do you take to spicy food?
I love spicy food, of course.
This is like it's nice, like that sweet heat, chili pepper kind of heat, and beef,
And
carrots.
beef.
So probably the most revitalizing thing you've eaten since you came back to life, and that's you've had a dinner, so not a big comparison. But Grandma knows her shit.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Or Tempest.
It makes her boil.
That's actually amazing.
There was such sadness, too.
Makes her boil.
It does. It was something I set up before. She hates spicy food. It makes her boil.
Meanwhile, I apparently love it because fire.
It is delicious.
Yes. I may mutter a few words to make a little bit of spiciness go away out of Tempests. Using Presty.
She's not fucking touching it.
I'm trying.
It is served with bread, at the least.
Then she will eat the bread.
Fresh from the oven with what you best you can tell is home-churned butter.
You know, I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
It is good food. I quite enjoy the food here.
She's just staring at the bowl. She's actually really hungry, but she just nibbles on the bread.
For the record, it's not a spicy. It's that
It does not matter.
you'll never know if you don't go.
You know what? Fine. We'll take a little bite to see if it boils.
I will point out I did Presty some of the spice away.
Yep. The spices are still there. They just don't taste spicy, so it's even worse for her. So it tastes just fine.
Yes, but I'm assuming there are little bubbles rising through herself.
You get it, like you take it. It's like, oh, this is pretty good. You start taking that next little bite, and you look down your arms and you look over at Orson and realize.
Whistling innocently, eat the stew, take some bread.
Take the stew and pour it over his head.
Just muttered, I deserve that.
Megan, who has spent the entire day cleaning the tavern.
I got it. I will Presty.
Looks at Unit and goes, "That's 2."
What?
That's all she
Any
says.
trouble?
The inn is clean. We have cleaned the inn.
At that point in time, you can all hear what sounds to be something of wood rolling on the cement outside. And every now and then, oh, fiddlesticks.
Grandma.
Union stands up as well. He sort of glances at Sarah a little bit surprised before going to help.
Outside, Grandma is out there rolling a fucking cask to the door.
A casket?
Cask.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
She's just getting ready.
I wasn't sure.
Things just got real dark real quick. Yep.
Wow.
Grandma does this every couple millennia. It's a very specific casket.
Oh no, I thought the errand boy died.
We had to amputate the leg, and he just wouldn't stop bleeding.
He wouldn't take to the salts, I'll tell you.
If only someone was here to heal him.
If only. Stares at 4 of the party members with heels.
I only have heals for myself.
Anyhow, it is a fairly sizable cask. It actually does take the both of you to get it in, and with many thanks, she guides you to get it into the right corner for serving purposes. For doing the like old lady hands at the small of the back, crack, 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 pop, 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 pop. Straightens herself up. Oh, hello! I see you brought many friends. Hello, all. I've met you two. Where? Oh, right. You told me. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's all right. She opens the cask and begins to, without any more commentary, fill it. These large wooden goblets. With a hiss of a word towards Megan. Very rich. That reddish purple wine is placed in front of each of you.
Thank you, Grandma. Union takes a long swig of his.
Thank you, ma'am. It's
Thank you.
appreciated.
If I drink that, I'm gonna turn purple. I'm not doing anything more in this fucking inn.
I would ask that you watch your language.
Yes, in a place called Midnight Harlot.
Tempest is like sitting there boiling and just glares at you. And just the deadliest glare ever.
Pop, 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 pop. Mildly. Aww. Water nasty bros. Anyhow, after serving the wine, Grandma excuses herself with less more words than just that friendly little bow, and shuffles back into the kitchen. Megan takes up a post there by the counter where the pastries are, of course. And no other guests fill the common room throughout the evening.
By the way, during the dinner, I do pull out the little pouch of gold from the jeweler, drop it on the table. By the way, jeweler paid us.
How many lives for such little coin?
4.
Yeah, 4. So 5 gold a death.
Union is just sort of staring morosely at the coin, at the bag, like
Little bag.
twisting the Riddler ring on his finger, like back and forth, deep in thought.
Poor Ridra will never know that we only got paid 20 gold for this job. Apart from the chest.
Well, about that.
Yes.
Well, when Ridra was consumed by that bag, basically, to cut a long story short, her soul is in this ring. I hear her in my head. She can hear what I am saying.
Mm-hmm.
Voices.
I am not mad.
I never said you were.
I will look to Joe like, you spent time with him today.
I mean, true. Hear voices.
What about the ring?
Pretty sure she's in there.
Okay.
Her soul is.
Okay.
So I mean, he's the only one that can hear it. So I mean, we're just gonna take his word for it.
There was both faith given and then it was yanked away. Okay.
Met Joe.
I was expecting have you met Scorgan? Right. Yes, Union.
Yes, what you did?
Go on.
Well, Ridra, her soul is in the ring. And I will do what I can to bring her back. She should not have died.
Do you realize how hard it is to bring back a soul without a body?
Arson, I do not. I was not educated in fancy academies. I did not study philosophy or theology. I just know that I failed Ridra, and I will do what I can to fix that.
Well, this is what I have heard it takes. A cleric or some other healer must cast one of the most powerful spells in the world with an enormous price, enormous diamonds, or diamonds. I always forget it. You can use multiple. In order to bring back for this particular case.
But what could we not move her soul into something else?
Arcana check?
Sure.
Nope.
Nothing that you personally can devise.
Nothing that I've heard of? But, then again, souls is not exactly where my knowledge lies. That is not my realm of expertise.
What if Joseph and I had an interesting thought? What if we found something like Zealous?
I see no reason why it wouldn't work. Of course, there's the transfer process, which I am sure is very complicated.
Well, we know bringing back her old body seems next to impossible. Unless we were able, even if we were able to find a priest of sufficient skill, I have what coin I have, but I do not think it is enough. You have experience with this, Sarah?
I'm just glaring at Union and looking away.
Alright. What would you have of me? She stays in a ring for all time?
I'm not saying we don't have that as a goal. I'm saying that that this is not an easy process.
But this is a task worthy of us, worthy of me, better than dying on some god's forsaken mountain.
Are people who die on mountains not worthy?
No, that is not what I meant, of course. That's not what I meant. To fix the wrongs, that is a worthy task. Well, I am not a sellsword off to hunt goblins for coin.
Oh, you're not.
No.
Get up. Excuse myself.
Union just sort of watches her leave.
As you step away, Megan offers you a pastry, and makes some snide comment that he is such a jerk.
I agree. I'll pat her on the head, take the pastry, and leave.
Poor little girl has no idea what she just got in the middle of. All she knows is, I just cleaned that, and he made a mess. Talked about murder.
Alright, everyone.
Union, what I'm saying is, right now, we are currently not good enough to bring Ridra back.
We should look into.
I am not saying.
Zealous.
I have no idea where to even start with looking into that. No, out of character.
You don't
no.
know what time is.
I will say, yeah.
Out of character. Fuck
Not
no.
a response. I delete that. It's an unallowed
Fair.
response.
We found people doing experiments, working with the same kind of life forms that were zealous in Hyman, and there was someone that fixed Zealous after he was injured here in Innsland.
So then why would you go all the way somewhere else when there's someone who's here who could...
Yeah.
That's a day trip. You could go there yourself.
Yeah, that might be the good place to start. Go to the one who fixed
it will start, and if the trail leads to Hyam, I'm willing to go to Hyam.
You said like Zealous. What were they doing in Hyam?
What were they doing in Hyam?
They were making some kind of golem powered by elementals. I think.
Go ahead and tell that to 2 elementals.
I think that's about as accurate as we're gonna get, Kodark.
They were forging some great behemoth of iron and fire. No, perhaps I don't want to give Ridra a giant towering behemoth body of iron and fire, but they might have something more her size.
I can only imagine what you are getting typed at right now.
I am Ridra, I am death.
I don't see how iron and fire makes something useful for Rick.
Zealous was I don't know what Zealous was, but he was a thing. He punched me, threw a drink at me once. He lived. I could do that for Ridra. He was a thing. Quiet, Kotar. I would have what else was for Ridra. Of course, I would bring her body back, but I don't have a fortune. I know few priests that will speak with me.
Is it what Ridra wants? If you can talk to her, is this what she wants, to forever be trapped in a body that's not her? A body that we don't even know if she will be able to control.
There, I will ask Ridra, but Ridra, alright, hold on. Ridra, would you, if we could put you in some form of body like what Zealous was, would you prefer that to remaining as a ring, inside the ring, until perhaps we are able to find a cleric to fully restore your body, if we are ever able to do that? She says if she can move and speak, that's fine, at least for the short term.
So if she can't move or can't speak in this body, are you going to be the one to rip her soul back out? Or are you going to keep her there in eternal torment until you find something and hope that you can transfer her soul?
I would want certain assurances before.
And if they can't give those assurances to you,
I'm
then
not
what?
going to
Travel across the world
be
in
quiet.
this quest?
I'm not going to shove Ridra into the breastplate just because some wild man in a funny hat says it will bring Ridra back.
But it sounds like that's exactly what you're talking about. You saw them doing something with fire and iron, and suddenly you think it's going.
You did not know Zealous as I did.
Neither did I. Or that didn't come out right. Whoa, memory loss is a fun.
You did not know Zealous. You did not travel with him. He lived, and I want that for Ridra. She should not have died, Tempest. She should not have died.
But she did. And Zealous died. And many others die every single day. It is part of life.
Only because we cannot stop it.
So are you going to stop everyone from dying? What about yourself?
I could,
stop yourself from dying?
I would die if it were to save all. Yes. I do not want to die.
Then you should start acting like it.
Ridra was my friend, and I want to do good for once. I led you all north. I led my last party north and we died. I led us to the mountain and we died. And Ridra and Zealous died. I want to do something right. Something good.
Then start small. Why not for a week or so while everyone recovers? You help Grandma here. She looks like she could use. That's something good.
Agreed.
Good doesn't have to be grand union. It doesn't have to be this giant adventure that you go out doing. I do good by performing in the gladiatorial arena. I bring smile to people's faces. Yes, I kill. Yes, I injure in there. But it doesn't mean I'm not doing good. A little bit of good goes a long way. It doesn't have to be something big.
Yeah.
Especially when you can't handle it.
I would just... Union just sort of looks down and chuckles sadly. To purge the blackness from my soul, I would spend the rest of my life, and many thousand more, I suspect, working in this inn.
That's why we adventure. Doing good in this world. Yes, we may get...
doing good on that mountain, Arson?
We rid the world of a great evil there. And we are helping to lead the Titan fellers to do another good deed.
And how many of them will that creature kill?
Who knows? But
It's better than letting that damn jeweler send up person after person who's unqualified to die.
exactly.
He doesn't give a damn.
Exactly.
Better them than anyone else. Because they're actually prepared for it. They actually know what they're going against. They can actually probably take it on.
It's a good point. He does
It
benefit
is.
quite a bit from this.
And he only gave us 20 fucking gold. That's not gonna stick in Artisan's crop. And god damn it, Leah.
Uncle them fellas.
That's what I thought he was saying the whole time.
Well, it did sound like fellas the whole time. And tiny fellas.
I know.
There are leads in Inzum that I do follow, that I need to follow. I will do what I can to bring Ridra back, and if the opportunity arises for me to get her full body back, I will save every copper I earn until I can afford the ritual. But until then, it is no life to be a ring.
But that's your personal mission. We all have our own personal goals, personal mission. I want to be well known. I want everybody to know my name. I want to be the best gladiator out there, one of the best fighters. But I'm not going to drag every single one of you along just for my personal gain. No. I'm going to bite my tongue and make sure that I don't go dragging you guys into something that I don't think we could handle. That's why I train every day. I don't ask you guys to go train with me. I don't even ask you guys to watch because it's not what you guys want to do. It's not your guys'. It's my goal. That's why I train every day and I don't bother you all about it. That's why I'm sitting here covered in bruises and I will get more every single day until I am better. I don't ask you to bruise yourself. I don't ask you to blindfold yourself and let people beat on you until you're black.
I just look at Tempest as she says that. It's like, wait, is that what you did today?
Union looks down at his left palm, which is just a massive, some half-healed scar after scar after scar.
I do not ask for your help, Tempest.
And yet we're all obligated to follow you because this is a party. So when you go running off, doing some grand adventure, none of these people here are going to stand by and just let you go. Because for some reason, we all feel obligated to follow each other. We have some need to stick together. Your time will come, Union. The time will come when it is right to bring Ridra back. It all has its line and destiny. You just have to work hard to get there and wait for the right time. You can't force things to happen, no matter how hard you try.
That
Just
I
it.
know. The world is what we make it. Ridra will not come back unless we act, unless I act to do what is right.
But you can't make her come back any faster than the world plans for it. If the world plans for Ridra to come back tomorrow, you would have the gold today, you would have the resources, you would know the cleric. But if the world plans for Ridra to come back in 3 to 5 years, then you'll build the gold in 3 to 5 years. Yes, if you sit on your ass, you're not going to get the gold. But if you have that as a goal, you work in mind, you sell your sword to get the money and do what you need, then Ridra will come back when the world is planning for it.
Union.
What arson?
Do you know the most important step a man can take?
The next step, arson.
Exactly.
Always
It's
the next step.
And your current next step should be starts getting better, healing your wounds, and then we go out to get better, get the gold to revive Ivredra, perhaps make a few contacts.
But let's say we go to Haim now. Let's say we get better, and that's our next step is to go to Haim. We won't have the gold to help. From the sounds of it, we won't even have near enough. So we would go there for what? Nothing?
Information.
And we can get information other ways. But in the meantime, why don't we help the people
They are the ones doing the work on whatever Zealous was. If we go to Haim, or I speak to the man that fixed Zealous. We can find information.
That's what I'm saying. There's other ways. You speak to that man. Perhaps he's been to Haim. If it's similar situation, perhaps he knows something. You get the information. Maybe you can even get an estimate of a price. From what Arson just said, we don't have the materials, and I tell you what, they're not going to do that pro bono. So you know what? Why don't we help the people that we can help here? The ones that we know we can help, not some possibility of let's go find a mine and we don't know how hard it's gonna be. Not something like that, but something like grandma needs groceries. Maybe we get a gold for it, but that's one gold closer, isn't it? Let's help the people we can first. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying not right. You have to learn to crawl before you run.
Ridra was my friend. I will do what must be done to get her back, but I'm not going to happily go kill gnolls in the hills.
So
and
then
act like it is a righteous quest.
Then you find something else that you find righteous. A quest that you can do. And you know what? Maybe those gnolls, maybe they're gonna go kill a mother and child tonight. Do they deserve to die because you don't think it's a righteous quest, Union?
That is not fair.
It is completely fair because that is the way of life. That is the way of the world. There are people we can save and there are people we can't. You have to learn to accept that. We all have lost somebody. If you look into everyone's eyes, we have lost somebody that we wish we could have saved, that we wish we could have told them no to stop them from going into the arena against this monster that we knew they could not fight against, and they knew they were going to go in to die. We wish we could have done something and stopped them, but we couldn't because we were too young, we were too weak. You can't save everyone, Union. You can't. And with that, Tempest is going to get up and leave the inn.
I was about ready to ask if you needed a hug, Eden.
Oh no, I'm perfectly fine. I told you, I started getting to voice roleplay really heavily. So,
Shit.
Yeah, sorry, I've been working on skill.
Grandma was just sitting there with a plate of platter of cookies. She's like,
I take a
want to make your way out?
Thanks, but I don't like sweets.
It's brief, but there's just this moment of utter, just destroyed pride on her face. That's okay, dear. I understand.
Look, guys, all we gotta do is get to level 20, get 25,000 diamonds, and then I can cast 2 Resurrection. That's the goal.
Easy.
Did you just say 25,000 diamonds?
How much it costs?
Yeah, that's how much it costs for True Resurrection.
Yeah.
Okay, must not metagame, but Jesus Christ, Union's going to high him like tomorrow.
Fuck this
Yep.
shit, I'm out.
25,000 diamonds?
Yeah, and
25,000 in
diamonds.
In
Oh,
diamonds.
okay. I thought you meant like 25,000 diamonds.
Yes, 25
Or
1 GP diamonds.
just 1 diamond of that value.
But not 25,000 actual stones.
No.
Like a dump truck worth of diamonds backing up to a temple. Good. Good.
Keep it
It'd be
coming.
like a sack of diamond dust.
There you go.
Yeah,
Technically, each one's a diamond.
technically. Just literally like a salt shaker full of diamonds.
Excuse me, what are you doing? Seasoning the body, clearly. Getting it ready.
Get ready.
Uh,
Yeah, this one, but what's the black powder you keep sprinkling?
Don't worry about it.
just in case. Well,
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you guys thought I was crying.
No.
You got me at least.
I'm sorry.
No, that was a good thing.
That was not said out loud.
well, Union Deer and friends, I'm personally be retiring for the evening. If you need anything, Megan will be here to help. Try to go easy on each other.
We try, Grandma. We try.
It's been a trying several days.
We all have those. But we also have faith. And she does her little old lady waddle away, setting the cookies there on the counter.
They're both right, Union. Both Grandma and Tempest. We have to do the little things to work up to the big thing.
Union just sort of gives him a kind of despondent glare. The world is what we make it. Awesome.
And we can make it better.
Slowly reading yourself make things better.
What was that, Leah? You were kind of...
Oh, I said slowly reading yourself make things better. By the way, I'm back.
Yeah, I noticed. And is redemption not your oath, Union?
It is.
Then
There are many things for which I must be arson. Many, many things.
we do.
Union sort of looks up at Sarah and yes. There are many things that we all need to be written. Well, there are many things for which I must atone.
that, I feel like all of us who were recently dead should probably go to bed.
Sleep sounds nice.
Yes. It was nice before we were interrupted.
I was asleep.
I was too, for like 10 minutes.
Well, I at least got an hour.
Either way, guild, perhaps a couple days of rest and then guild.
Perhaps.
And with that, I will begin to hobble my way back to my inn.
Okay.
Arson, are you really? There are rooms here.
Yes, but I'm already screwed enough as it is. With Tempest, I don't need to make that worse.
Oh, someone's in trouble with their girlfriend.
She's not my girlfriend.
Sure.
Well, Joseph.
Yes.
Oh, I was just going through the names. I was saying good night. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out.
Good night.
Sarah, is Kotak there?
Okay, left a video.
Yeah, he slipped
Yeah.
away, but at the same time, Sarah did.
Sarah came back.
He did not.
He did not. All right. Sarah, I bid you all good night.
Yeah.
We'll give- pleasant dreams, all. Union's gonna head upstairs, closing and locking the door behind him.
Yeah, I should get back to bed too. And I'll leave and go towards my place of.
Okay. Well, for the broad scope. Sorry, something just jumped up. Noted. Those of you who are taking a rest are able to do so. I'm going to be pulling a few aside for some off-camera things. So now is the time.
Ooh.
Go ahead and set your majigger to the hey shoe. I don't know if you set one of those up. I legitimately have
What?
shoe. The stream.
Oh. So